Matt, for the first time, you're seeing what occurred just moments ago, a CNN sucks chant loudly breaking out. This is an hour before Donald Trump will take the stage in Charlotte. And obviously, it's on the same day that authorities arrested a person who tried to bomb CNN. Americans have been riveted by some of the images from his van plastered with pro-Trump stickers and violent imagery. And the sticker you see about fake news, also the president's obsession, CNN. Trump fans typically attack that, including in another scene. This was today inside the White House, where Trump cabinet member Ben Carson did not condemn what was before him.
The only thing you heard from a bunch of the media was Carson wants to triple the rents on the most vulnerable people. What a bunch of crap, you know? What a bunch of crap. Yeah.
Globalists, they like the globe. I like the globe too. I like the globe too, but we have to take care of our people. We have to.
A lot of parts of this are a tough topic, and we're going to get right into it tonight. In a moment, I'm going to be joined by Clarence Page, who has been critical of much of this conduct at the Trump administration. But I want to begin with a well-established Republican official and Trump supporter, Amy Tarkanian, former chair of the Nevada GOP. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Isn't this the wrong time for anyone affiliated with Donald Trump, fan, supporter, cabinet member, the president himself, to be denigrating a news organization that was the target of this bombing?
Well, I don't think there's ever a right time. We do have a president who has been unfairly treated by the majority of those in the media. So you also have a president who is going to fight back. I don't think it's okay for rhetoric on either side, whether it be with the media or with this administration,
are those
if you're on the left or on the right.
I'm trying to get a straight answer, though. Are those chants that are targeting CNN and what Ben Carson couldn't stand up to, are they wrong?
Those are not. Of course. Yes, they are. Okay. Absolutely.
I also want to play for you something else that's got a lot of people concerned. When you look at what's happened, and I said this earlier on my broadcast tonight, the FBI, these public servants deserve, obviously, some plaudits for what looks like a positive outcome in the operation. And yet, at this very rally, I'm going to show you new reporting to get your response. NBC News talking to some Trump supporters who don't believe what the Trump administration's own officials are saying about this suspect. Take a look.
Barack Obama probably sent his to himself, and Hillary Clinton probably sent hers to herself.
So you don't think this guy actually sent these bombs to these officials?
No, probably not.
Why?
They probably had it done. They may have paid him to do it.
That's out there. That's being mainlined. Do you want to say something to those Trump supporters who now allege that these targets sent the bombs to themselves, contrary to what the FBI has found and put out today?
Well, I think that we should take a step back and, once again, like you said, applaud the FBI for their hard work in finding this crazy person. The president has said it himself. So for those Trump supporters who are following lock and step with him, I think that we need to take his direction and just be grateful.
We've covered Trump a lot, and he's around this, but I'm asking you, as a former chair of the Nevada Republican Party, what do you want to say to that person who's at that rally, who is alleging that the targets sent the bombs to themselves?
Well, I mean, obviously, you've got people who are far to the right, people that are far to the left. There are conspiracy theorists all over the gamut. But we do know now, without the shadow of a doubt, and the president has also said thank you, that the FBI has taken this crazed individual into custody. So I think that we need to move on, and we need to take a step back.
But this is the issue, and I'm going to bring in Clarence Page, and I'm asking you, as you know, I try to deal with these things in a civil way and for real. How do we move on before saying, and I'll say it, I'm not afraid of that person or anyone else. You and I have different roles, but that person is wrong. They are wrong.
Yes, absolutely.
So will you say that? Why is it hard to get there?
No, it's not hard to get there, but we can't control crazy. We can still sit there and try to explain till we're blue in the face that it is wrong. It is wrong whether if you're on the left, it is wrong if you're on the right. That kind of statement is flat out wrong. And I think as people in roles such as yours, such as mine, such as the president's, that it is our duty to make sure that we try to make sure that we lead by example. So I think this is a very healthy discussion that we're having, and that hopefully people will listen and do the same thing.
Stay with me. I want to bring in Clarence Page, as promised, from the Chicago Tribune. How do you view this when it comes to the question of political leadership? What I showed here from Ben Carson on parts of what Donald Trump has said falls short of, I think, what Amy and I just talked about, which is standing up unequivocally.
Well, the unfortunate thing about this whole episode is it's showing us who Donald Trump's true base is. Remember, the Republican Party, like the Democrats, really has several bases. Trump, from the very beginning, has appealed to the basest of the base, I would say, those who are so distrusting of the system and so resentful of it that in many cases they hadn't voted in years, if at all. He brought them out. He really increased the vote output, the turnout among Republicans. And the problem these days is that among reasonable, sane Republican incumbents, it's hard for them to even criticize Donald Trump without risking their own political futures. What should be done, Ari? We should be like we were after 9/11, when President George W. Bush brought this country together with his speeches, when members of Congress in both parties, you remember, in both houses, came out in the steps and they sang "God Bless America" together. I really have my doubts that we could get members of both parties to come together on the steps this weekend to sing "God Bless America," because there's so much tension around this upcoming midterm. And I'm afraid that this fellow whom the FBI has caught, and by the way, it's ironic to hear President Trump bash the FBI one day as part of a deep state conspiracy and then praise them when they're doing the job that they do so well. I think we would be really hard pressed to find those moderate voices right now. I can't remember an election in my lifetime that I've been more eager to see just get over with.
Amy, briefly, we're out of time, but I want to give you a final thought.
Sure. Well, what the other gentleman just said is unfortunate, the fact that he doesn't believe that we can come together this weekend. But I think that
he's saying that's the climate that he thinks Donald Trump has set.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. But I think that if we can go out there, people such as himself, myself, and you, Ari, and try to change the narrative and say, hey, look, we are excited about moving this nation forward together. Let's see how we can work together. Let's sit there and we can stand for what we believe in, but we don't need to throw punches and we don't need to use foul language.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.